never really talked about that before in terms of trading up. So, if the Pistons were to trade up to, let's say, 2 or 3, what would you realistically be comfortable with giving up to get to that number 2 or number 3 pick in the draft?
Uh, I know a lot of people talking about trading up. I don't know how we trade up, just because of the fact in my mind, you're keeping Cade, you're keeping Ivy, and even Duran stays. So like outside of those three, who are you really willing, or not who do you willing, but who are other teams willing to take on outside of those three? You know what I'm saying? So like I just don't see a trade where we can move up and keep those three at the same time.
Yeah, because you trade number 5, obviously. I think they have the
Hmm.
31st pick.
Yep.
We talked about some guy getting drafted with the 31st pick, which video's coming out soon for that. But yeah, I mean, Killian Hayes, don't think he has any trade value. Isaiah Stewart, I don't think he has much trade value. I don't even think James Wiseman has that much trade value either. So unless Charlotte's like they want Bojan Bogdanovic or Alec Burks, I don't know. This team doesn't have a lot to offer
Mm-mm.
unless it's a future first round pick or two, which I don't know how comfortable you would be. If you really believe like we put Brandon Miller on this team, we're a playoff team in the next couple of years. Well, maybe you trade a 2026 pick or a 2027 first round pick. But other than that, I don't know. How much does that really say about Troy Weaver that at this stage in the rebuild, they really don't have that many assets to trade? I mean, it's Bojan Bogdanovic, and then the 3 young guys, we're not trading any of those 3 guys. So it's like, what else do they really have to trade? Is that kind of, I'm not going to say it's a failure in Troy Weaver, but I really wanted him to build up, these first round picks. We've seen teams like Utah, the Thunder, the Rockets, all these teams just build up all these first round picks and all these assets. And Troy Weaver and the Pistons have just not been able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to Troy Weaver, I was honestly saying before the coaching hiring, I was like, this coach, whoever he gets, is pretty much putting his job on the line. Like, if he gets the right guy, his job security is going to be secure. If he gets the wrong guy, he's probably out of here in like a year or two. Like, that's the mindset I was starting to go with Troy Weaver, just because of the fact it's like what he's going in the year 3 or 4 of this rebuild as him as the leader, whatnot, and things have just not went a direction we thought they would be in by now. Like 2020 when he joined, had you told us that we would still be early lottery, or not early lottery, top 5, we still picking top 5 in the
We were
draft.
the worst team in the NBA.
And like, if you told me that 3 years ago, like, yeah, in 2023, the Pistons gonna be the worst team in the league, I looked at you like you were crazy. Cause I'm like, there's no way we're the worst. So that's the thing. And then to go with the other point, as far as the draft picks, like, I don't know, like Sadiq had flashes, but he's gone now. And I mean, rightfully so, honestly, in my opinion. But that's for another topic. And then even Stewart, like you say, he doesn't have much trade value, but I feel like he's a guy that you just have on the team as a, like, I don't know, like your heart and soul of the team, kind of like some personality, but he's not like a starter or anything, more like a role player that's can play some nice minutes when need be. So like you said, outside of that, I mean, you got the 3 guys that are pretty safe, and then there's nothing else to talk about when it comes to draft picks.